Alright guys, so when it comes to reviewing the new 2021 Ford F-150, I know I'm a little late to the party, and there's a reason for that. Mainly because ever since the 2015 Ford F-150 came out, and subsequently the 2019 Ram 1500, both with incredibly well-equipped trucks with technology that you never saw before in a pickup truck, it kind of made me think, what could people say about this new 2021 F-150 that hasn't already been said? What could Ford really do with a truck that has evolved so far over the last 10 years and become so much more than what people ever envisioned a pickup truck could be? And what could they really do to it? What could they do to evolve and to change and to essentially move to that next level? Well, you know, after I saw the reveal, I still kind of questioned to myself, do we need some of the things that are being put on these trucks? Are they really convenience features, or do they end up being a little gimmicky at times? Ultimately, there are going to be some people who probably use every feature on the truck. Now, it's probably not going to be the same person, but in the group of people who buy these trucks, somebody's going to use the tailgate clamp system where you can put a clamp in and you can cut some wood on your tailgate. Somebody's going to really appreciate having a standard 8-inch screen and then an optional 12-inch screen. People are going to really appreciate having the storage under the back seat and the ability to fully recline the driver and passenger front seat so you can sleep in your truck. Now, I don't know if that's going to be something that every buyer looks for, but it's very interesting to see how they're starting to integrate and add features into these trucks that appeal to the broadest range of buyers, which means that if you are a traveler and you do work on the road and you need a place to sleep and you're willing to sleep in your truck at a Flying J or a Love's truck stop, then you can just recline your seat completely, lay down in it, and have a really restful night compared to typically what you have to do in your vehicle. Now, that being said, I have slept in my vehicle before, and when you do it, it's not terribly uncomfortable unless you try to roll around a little bit. With this new F-150 having so many convenience features built into it, again, you have to kind of wonder if there's going to be a buyer out there who will use all of them, or if it takes 10 different buyers to use 10 different special features that this truck has. Now, what I can tell you that's really cool about this truck is that they've kept the same basic bones of the F-150. Even though every panel's been replaced and this is an all-new truck, for the most part, it is a very recognizable F-150. With the introduction of the new 3.5-liter Power Boost hybrid engine, it's going to be really interesting to see how many people adopt that platform, specifically given the competitors in the hybrid field when it comes to pickup trucks. Now, overall, if you look at trucks and traditional trucks and where they've come, you can probably say the F-150 holds the edge in terms of giving you that traditional pickup truck look. Even though more vehicles are headed in that edgier, kind of futuristic direction. But I'd like to get your feedback. What do you guys think about the look of this truck in terms of it also being a hybrid option? Now, another really cool feature that's going to come via a software update later in the year is going to be Active Drive Assist. It's essentially a Tesla-like experience to allow the truck to stay in its lane and drive by itself. I'm not a big fan of that because I don't necessarily trust that type of technology. I don't necessarily trust that the system is going to get me where I want to go safely. And it probably will. It's just more of a perception thing, and I think there's enough Tesla videos out there to make people kind of feel that way about the technology. Even if you opt for it, or if you get a trim package high enough that gets it eventually, I think a lot of people might actually flip that feature off. But again, I'd like to hear from you about that. Some of the other really great features about this truck is the fact that they pack in so much technology, so many options in terms of powering different things from the back of your truck. Basically, they've turned the engine of the truck into a generator so you can charge virtually anything. You have the ability to charge electric bikes, you can run a refrigerator back there, all sorts of different things that require power while you're on the road, and it's no longer basing it purely off the battery of the vehicle like some of the systems of the past. Now it basically turns the engine of the truck into a generator, which is really cool. And what's also crazy, and this is going to apply more towards RVers, is the fact that there's a 7.2 kilowatt output 30 amp connection in the bed of the truck. I don't know if there's going to be a conversion or if you can actually use that to power up your RV simply using the engine of the vehicle, but if they allow that, that is pretty awesome, and it's a first. So whenever you look back and you look at all the different trucks that have come out in the last 5 years and you see all the technology that's gone into them, you can definitely say that it is a great time to be a truck buyer, simply given all the advancements. Now, of course, there have been natural progressions in terms of certain technology. I think everyone expected that this truck would have Sync 4 versus Sync 3, of course, like the previous generation. Once you get Sync 4, of course, there's going to be more technology built into that. It's an all-new display, which is also really nice. Again, you have the base model 8-inch display, and now you have the 12-inch display, complete, of course, with your Apple CarPlay and your Android Auto, and all of those features that pretty much come standard on a Ford Fusion nowadays. Now, probably one of my favorite features that they've added to this truck is that new flip-out center console that essentially turns it into a flat workspace. If you have a laptop computer, shoot, if you're trying to eat a meal, just the fact that they give you a spot for it that's flat, unobstructed, it's really interesting how it now allows you to fold down your shifter and fold open the center console to create that flat workspace. If you are using a laptop, if you are working on documents, anything, it just comes in really handy. But you know what? If you're a traveling camper and you are stopping by with your family so you can grab a meal to eat, that is going to be amazing. Also, if you plan on hitting the road and you want a place to be able to set things, I think that is awesome. So I really like how they've focused more, I believe, on ergonomics than anything. There have been so many improvements in terms of where you can do things, how you can do things, and what you can do things with. I think the tailgate reflects that very well. You know, in terms of the styling of the truck, I don't believe it's a huge departure from the previous generation. I think if you have a 2020 F150, you'll probably be pretty proud of the truck you have in terms of the looks. I don't think somebody with a brand new GMC Denali or a new Ram are going to jump ship and say, hey, this truck looks so much better, that's why I'm changing to it. I believe if people change to it, specifically in the RV community, because you know that's what my channel is all about, they're going to do it for features like that 30 amp connection from the bed of the truck, the ability for the seats to fold completely flat. I mean, how great is that? If you're a couple, you're hauling a travel trailer, you really don't want to have to go into your travel trailer at a truck stop. You'd rather just recline the seats, lay back, have your center console folded flat so you can throw your drinks or whatever on there and enjoy it. You know, it's going to be a really interesting truck to get behind the wheels of because, again, these trucks have come so far. If you go to a Ram dealership and drive a 1500, if you go to a Chevy, a GMC, or a Ford dealership, they're all turning out fantastic, well-equipped, super luxurious products. And this is going to be an interesting competitor. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. There are tons of reviews going around on this truck, all of them pointing out all the minutia, the small details, the small specs. I wanted to change it up a little bit. I wanted to see what they were doing, do something a little bit different, and hopefully give you a different perspective on what I feel about this brand new 2021 Ford F-150. Lots more to come. I can't wait to get behind the wheel. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please subscribe to my channel.